Creating Facebook ad copy is arguably one of the hardest, while simultaneously being one of the easiest things you can do with Facebook ads if you know how to do it and if you have the right framework. So, for those who don't know who I am, my name is Jimmy. Everyone calls me Uncle Jimmy, and I'm a coach over at EasyGrow, Charlie Morgan's course. Go and check that out if you like. I've also been running my own personal agency for several years now, and I do consulting and I focus on service delivery. And that is why I'm making this for you guys today, because this has been a super popular request. There has been a lot of people reaching out to me in the comments going, Jimmy, how do I create Facebook ad copy that actually gets clicks and conversions? And if you haven't yet, I made a video on lead forms, which is the part 2 of this video, basically. So once you have good ad copy, it's very important to have somewhere that converts. And so you need to make sure you watch that video on lead forms pretty much straight after this one. So you get a very holistic understanding of how the two tie together, and it may actually affect and sway how you write this copy. The thing with Facebook ads copy is that when I see a lot of students and when I talk to a lot of agency owners about Facebook ads copy, they're just lost in how to do it. And the reason for that a lot of the time is that they just don't work off a framework. They try and develop copy and they're just wandering around in the wilderness without any specific plan of attack. And in today's video, I'm going to teach you a plan of attack that works for me and has worked for hundreds of my clients. It's not the only one, but it works really well. So let's get straight into it, guys. I know you're itching to learn. Make sure to get a notepad out. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe because you may need to come back to this one as a future reference. So let's get straight into it. So what are we looking at today? Obviously, if you've been following this channel for a while, I like to cover off the foundations. So you need to understand the foundations of why things work so that you can create your own copy at will for your own niche. And then I'm going to talk about the things that are missing from a lot of ads that actually are very important to the success or failure of them. Again, that garbage in versus garbage out. And then, of course, what everyone likes, I'm going to go through some examples and we're going to look at some ads and we're going to check that out. So make sure to stay to the end because the last 20 minutes or so of this is going to be just looking at people's ads. But like I said, I don't think you should skip the foundations because the foundations are what make or break the success of your ad. So let's get straight into it. So let's talk about some of the foundational things here. Okay. So let's talk about this not designed to get clicks. Every ad that you create needs to have some kind of end goal. Whether that is to get them to go to the lead form, whether that is a specific outcome, whether that is an offer. The worst thing you can do is create an ad that creates indifference. And we're going to go into emotions a lot more in a sec, but 99% of the ads that I see that don't work don't actually evoke any kind of emotion. And invoking emotion is a critical part of getting someone to make a decision. You think about it, right? Let's say, for instance, let's say I'm wanting to lose weight. Right? And I've been saying for ages and stage, I need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. It's only when some kind of emotion is attached to that will I actually take an action, right? So let's say, for instance, I go to the doctor and they say, oh, you're going to have diabetes. You need to lose weight. That is a huge driver of people taking action because it creates a huge amount of emotion. You got fear, you got uncertainty, you got sadness, all created by a doctor telling you that you need to get fit or you're going to die. Another big driver of emotion is, let's say, hypothetically, one of your kids came up to you and said, oh, Dad, you're really fat or you're looking fat. That creates sadness, that creates anger, which forces people to take action. So if your ad doesn't create any kind of emotion at all, and it's very clinical in nature, and I'll go into these when I talk about the ads, then you're not going to get people to actually take any form of action. And that's what I mean about not designed to get clicks is like their ads just don't evoke an action. And then if they do hypothetically evoke an action, they don't drive that emotion towards a physical call to action, physically doing something. You need to make sure that your ads have emotion. And it doesn't have to be a positive emotion, doesn't have to be a negative emotion. It just has to be a strong enough emotion that people want a resolution from it. So again, let's go back to the weight loss example. Let's say, for instance, the first sentence of your ad was like, hey, you fatty, are you sick of being called fat? That's going to evoke a response positive or negatively, as opposed to going, oh, do you want to get in shape? It doesn't evoke an emotion. You got to remember that these people that are scrolling on Facebook, when they click your ad, they're giving up dopamine hits. So you need to make sure that your ad is a better fix for them than getting dopamine. And the way you can do that is by opening up a pain point and creating emotion that they need resolution to, because ultimately people don't want to have emotions that are unresolved. So if you make someone angry, they're most likely going to read all of your ad because they want to resolve this emotion so they don't stay angry for the rest of the day. And I think emotion is a huge driver of that. Now, like I said, there's so many ways to skin a cat, but this has worked super effectively for me. And it's how I'm able to get such high click-through rates on my ads, because I drive people with emotion. And we're also going to talk about decisions and diving into decisions, but we'll save that for when we're actually talking and looking at the ads. And then I'm going to quickly touch on offers for a sec. So a lot of people, they have offers in their ads and they think that's the be all and end all, but you'll be surprised how many people actually care about offers. It's a nice to have, it's a thing to get people to take action now, but it shouldn't be the primary device of your ad. You should be using emotional manipulation as the primary driver of your ad. Okay, so let's talk about the different ways to skin a cat here with ads. There is a framework that I want to share with you guys when it comes to creating ads. And most of the bulk of what we're going to talk about creating ads is going to be when we show you ads, but I want to talk about this framework because it's worked amazingly well for me, and I think it will be a great starting point for you. Now, the way I'm going to suggest you do ads, the reason I suggest it is because it's easy to understand and it's easy to do across multiple different niches, which is very important if you are new to ads. So the framework I'm going to tell you now, I think works really well for most people, but you may have another idea, or you may watch another influencer or YouTuber that tells you a different way to do it. It doesn't mean that the way I do it is wrong, and it doesn't mean the way that they do it is wrong. It's just how we all approach different things. Our brains are wired differently. This, to me, has always been the one that makes the most sense to me, and it's arguably the one that's created the most success for me. So I want to quickly, before we get into that, I want to talk about long form versus short form for a sec. It's a topic that's talked about a lot on the internet in the marketing space. And that is basically long form is essentially just ads that have multiple paragraphs and read more like a narrative and more are just longer in length. And then short form ones are really concise, to the point, and really cover off the topics really quick. Both work well. I find that long form works better for me because I like to create emotions. If you are creating ads that are really to the point, then you have to skip the emotion part because you're trying to get a point across really quick. Whereas I like to create ads that create emotion. So I like to basically draw them into the ad and try and get them to have an emotional closure with me. So both work, but again, it's talking about frameworks, right? Some people have made their living making short form ads. People like myself have made their living making long form, emotionally driven ads. It doesn't necessarily mean that either is wrong, but I'm going to share with you the framework that I really like and I'm going to explain why I like it. So I call it the pain point solution framework, right? So PPS. So the cliff notes are, you have a pain point, you push on the pain point, and you offer a painkiller. That's how I like to do my ads. So we have the pain point, right? And what I mean by pain point is that it's an area that people really misunderstand, but it's really important to understand. So before you even create your ads, you should be creating avatars of your ideal client for your customer. For instance, that it's a 26-year-old woman who has one kid, who has a medium income, who likes to go to the beach and swim. That's the kind of level you need to know the person. And a lot of people do customer avatars as a throwaway thing. I still to this day do a customer avatar for every single client and their potential customer, regardless of how big and small they are, and regardless of how big and small my agency's gotten. I will always do it because it allows you to find pain points very easily. So let's say, for instance, let's go back to that 26-year-old mom, single mom who's earning about $70,000 a year. And let's say we're a gym. Okay, what are potentially some of her pain points? One of her pain points could be that she wants to get her pre-baby body back because she's embarrassed. So as long as the pain point, you can tie an emotion to it. And the best way to think of emotion is the movie Inside Out. If you haven't seen it, it's a fantastic movie, even though it's a kid's movie, but you have sadness, happiness, fear, disgust, and anger. If you can basically make someone have one of those 5 emotions in an ad, you're going to get them to engage with it. So as long as your pain point can be tied to an emotion. So if we go back to that woman that wants to get her baby body back, it's probably a little bit of anger because she can't do it. It's a little bit of sadness because she feels like it's lost forever. It's maybe a little bit of disgust because she doesn't like looking at herself in the mirror. There's some solid pain points that you can use at the start of an ad. An example of how that works, and we'll use this for the ongoing, is: are you sick of looking at yourself in the mirror and not doing anything about it? Or are you sick of it? Are you sick of looking in the mirror and hating what you see? You know, that's a big pain point for a lot of these women that we're talking about here. So if we open our first sentence up with a big pain point like that, if someone feels that way, they're going to feel that emotion, right? You think about it. If someone's, let's use myself, for example, right? I'm losing my hair, and that's why I wear a hat. I know some people find it funny I wear a hat indoors, but I'm conscious of it, right? So let's say, for instance, with me, we made our avatar and I'm the ideal avatar. If there was an ad that had the first sentence of, are you sick of tired of brushing your hair and seeing handfuls of hair? Or are you sick and tired of looking in the mirror and being conscious of your hair? Something like that, right? Are you fed up with having to wear a hat indoors? All those statements create emotion in me because I am sick of that. And because I'm sick of that, it makes me angry, it makes me sad, it doesn't make me happy, obviously. It doesn't matter what emotion it is, as long as it creates an emotion. And then what you're going to do next, and this is in sequential order, so your ad actually lays out like this, you're going to push on that pain point. So one thing to create a pain point, and this is the bit that push a pain point, right? So it's one thing to create the pain point. I think a lot of people know to do this, but one thing that's missing is like digging your finger in it and making it worse. That is what really drives raw emotion and drives raw energy that will continue to motivate people to read the rest of the ad. So let's say, for instance, it's the hair loss. Is like, are you sick of having to wear a hat indoors? The constant embarrassment of knowing that people are talking behind your back, wondering why he's wearing a hat. Let's say, for instance, or like you were sick and tired of pulling handfuls of hair out of your head when you shower, knowing how it sucks knowing that you wake up every day and there's gradually less and less of your hair and you're starting to notice. You notice how I'm like pushing on that pain point and I'm making it worse, because the stronger you can make that emotion, the more motivated they're going to be to continue to read the ad. And that's a big driver of getting someone to make a decision. So the reason I have such high link click-through rates is because I'm basically playing on raw emotion and I'm really driving my finger in there. And then we want to offer the painkiller. So if we think about that, we've created a lot of pain here for someone that they want resolution to. So our next sentence is going to be a painkiller. So it's like hair loss, let's say, for instance, it could be like, we've helped hundreds of men. Lucky for you, we've helped hundreds of men get their confidence back and get rid of the hat forever. Because my pain is that I feel angry that I have to wear a hat. The painkiller is to remove the hat and remove all the emotional baggage that's attached to it. So you can see how that would make me go, yeah, actually, I want to be able to get rid of the hat and keep my hair full and lush. So you can see how that's actually a genuine painkiller. A lot of people, they don't actually think of what the painkiller solution is to the pain point that they're opening up. So I see a lot of gyms that will go, oh, kickstart your New Year's resolution in 2024, just because that's the time of year. And their painkiller solution is come and join our gym for $14. That's not the solution. That's just a feature, a benefit of joining the gym. The painkiller solution is come and join our gym because we help people like you make 2024 the year that they succeed. That's the painkiller solution, because these people are like wanting to succeed, and then you help people do that. The gym itself is just a vehicle to be able to do that. And that painkiller solution is an area that pretty much everyone fails on, and that's why they don't get the clicks and they don't get the good quality leads. The painkiller solution is the killer of a lot of ads, because if you don't get the engagement there, they're going to go, I've wasted enough time. I'm just going to move on with my life. And then from there, we want to actually physically list out the benefits in tick boxes. So I'm going to draw a little tick box. Do you know the green tick boxes? We want to list 3 to 4 benefits. And these are where we can talk about the nuts and bolts of what we do. But you got to remember there's a difference between features and benefits. We really just want to talk about the benefits. So let's talk about the hair loss again. It's with XYZ hair loss treatment plan. You can be assured that we work safely. We massage your head afterwards. We have a healthcare guarantee, blah, blah, blah. So you want to have 3 to 4 of them, no more than 3 to 4, because people will stop reading. Now, the reason you want to have the green checks and you want to make these very short and very clear, so these are just 1 sentence each, is because there's a lot of people that will read this and potentially read the second thing and then just get bored. So this is why I don't have an issue with long form content, because most people will probably only read this first, or if they get too bored, and then their eyes will just skip to the green, which is the ticks, and just read the benefits. So if they read the pain points, they can read the benefits and then make up their own solution in their mind. That's why it works so well. Then you need a call to action at the end, which reinforces the original pain point and solution. So most people have, learn more today to get your free healthcare pack, or, it's free hair care pack. Call to action to me is something like, get in touch today to start your journey to be living a hat-free life. And this is why I don't put that much weight into offers, because an offer in this case might be like, get in touch. And then for a limited time, we're offering 5% off to get you started on that journey. You can see it's not the call to action. The call to action is living a hat-free life, which ties back to the original thing we spoke about. That's the actual call to action, but we may use a limited time offer to just get them to take action now, as opposed to sitting on their hands. And that's why I don't necessarily make my offers the call to action, because if they don't want the offer, they have no choice but to just leave the ad, because you haven't basically given them any other option. So you really need to think about what that call to action actually looks like and how it ties back to the original pain point, because by the time they read all through this, they may have forgotten the reason they actually did it. So if you go, get in touch today to start a life which is hat-free and full of hair, say for instance, then you can actually go ahead and remind them of the reason they did it, and they're probably more likely to actually engage, because that's the reason they clicked on the ad in the first place. So with all that in mind, I know that sounds like a lot, but if you just remember pain point, push on the pain point, offer a painkiller solution, give 3 to 4 reasons why they should do it, and a call to action that ties back to the original pain point, that's it. And the beauty about this framework is that it works pretty much in every niche. There's not a niche really where I've gone, actually, you can't just use emotion. There's some industries which are a little bit more commoditized, but that makes them work even better, because everyone is just going ahead and doing, I get fit in 2024. Here's a 7-day free pass. No emotions created. No incentive to take action is created. And if you do that, it makes your ad perform better. So we're going to talk about that in a sec. I also just want to say, you want to really hang around to the end, because I think I've just thought about this here. I'm going to share a framework that I use to actually create my ads, which you guys may find very helpful. And what I'll do is I'll share that. I'm going to have to put that in some kind of PDF format. I'll leave a link in the bottom of this. If you just ping me your email over your email, I'll send you over this framework that I've developed that you can put straight into ChatGPT, which will get you pretty close to where you need to be. So make sure to hang around to the end for that. So we're going to start looking at some ads now. I know you guys really like this part, so let's look at some ads here. And these are ads that have been sent in by real SMMA owners in the EasyGrow community. So like I said, I'm a coach over there. So I just coach service delivery. So when anyone has a question about making ads or why ads aren't working very well and things like that, I'm the doctor that they come and see. And that's why I'm called Uncle Jimmy, basically. So we're going to look at this ad and we're going to decide if it fits the framework. Now, like I said, this isn't the only be all and end all framework. There is plenty of others, but I teach this in EasyGrow because it's scalable and a lot of people can get their head around the concept. And then you can start to experiment with different ways if you don't want to do it that way. But let's have a look at this ad here. So, ladies of XYZ County. So let's break this ad down. So you have the first sentence here, and this is the actual sentence when you have your ad itself. So let's say the ad is here and the picture is here. The call to action button is down here. So this is in the actual newsfeed. This is the first sentence that shows up here, and it's got like the see more. That's the little bit we're looking at here. So that's our first sentence. Then this should be pain point. And then we should have a second sentence, which opens the pain point. Then we should have the solution. Then we should have benefits. Then we should have the call to action at the bottom, right? Keep the framework simple. Doesn't have to be exactly like that, but I know it works. That's why I suggest it. Okay, so ladies of XYZ County. Now, the thing with this sentence is that's going to show up here. It's the first thing people see in the ad, right? I don't necessarily hate it, but I feel like that's wasted real estate. You can fit in 3 or 4, 5 more words into this and it will still show up there. So I'd love to have this as like ladies of XYZ County. And we'll read what this is about. Let's read the angle. Interested in becoming healthier, leaner, and more toned, stronger, and developing fitness for your new year? through this ad only, we're giving away 10 free. So like basically the angle is like coming healthier, leaner, and more developed in this new year. So like I would actually have ladies of thing county, and I would just have a comma instead of an exclamation mark. And I'd have something like, are you ready to make 2024 the healthiest year ever? Or are you ready to make 2024? Are you ready to reinvent yourself in 2024? Or are you ready to be healthier, leaner, and more toned in 2024? It's just like better use of the real estate, right? And then that can become your pain point if you really want to. And then you can reinforce the pain point in this sentence to make it slightly smaller. It'll be like, and then you go, are you sick of making New Year's resolutions that you don't stick to? Are you wanting to become the best version of yourself and leaner, more toned and developed, but just can't get the energy, just can't, and just don't know why you don't do it? So we're setting it up to offer ourselves as a painkiller solution. So we created the pain point in this first sentence, which is ready to become the best version of yourself in 2024, best version of yourself, whatever, in 2024. Then we're reinforcing that, going, why haven't you done it already if you need to do it effectively? And then we can say, as a solution, painkiller solution here, we can say something like, we've helped hundreds of XYZ County women stick to their New Year's resolution and become the best woman they can be in a 2024 in a safe, and we got like here, safe atmosphere with supportive coaches who will encourage and cultivate and help you get the results you want without getting hurt. You could use that as your painkiller. And then you would go and offer your 4 ticks, right? And they might be something. So like in this ad, we've really pushed this giving away a few passes up pretty high. Now, the reason I would suggest you don't do that is because if someone is not interested in the free passes, they're going to leave. You basically said, interested in becoming healthy or leaner, and then nodding their head because I've got that pain point. I've created emotion, like a bit of sadness, a bit of anger. And then you've gone, oh, here's a 10-day pass. You haven't explained why they need to pay attention. So if you haven't explained why you need to pay attention, then they're going to leave, right? Like you've made it a binary choice. What you've done is gone, someone's walked into Best Buy looking for a computer and you work there. Have you gone, oh, you're looking for a computer? And they gone, yes. And you go, well, buy the computer because it's on special or leave. That's basically what this ad has done. So we want to make sure that this is fine, but I think it just needs to be further down in the ad. So we're going to do the painkiller solution. Then we're going to offer our benefits. We've got like 30 years of experience. So 30 years of experienced team, like a friendly environment. And then you'll have to think of one more. So you might be like, an opening for that might be like, we pride ourselves on helping women. We pride ourselves on having over 30 years of experience, being part of the local community, blah, 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 blah. And then we got down here. So we've done that. And then we just need to open up so I'm just going to delete these for a sec because our call to action is actually there. So this call to action would be a bit further down. And the call to action is click sign up to get a jump start on your goals with this 10-day free pass. It doesn't tie back to the original statement. If they're not interested in the free pass, then they're out. They're not going to sign up for something then that they're not sold on, right? So I would actually make this, and I don't really like using sign up as my call to action, mainly because it's too binary. If they're not ready to sign up, they're not going to click. Whereas if this was click learn more to get a jump start, click learn more on how to. So if I was going to rewrite this call to action, I would make it something like click learn more to make 2024 the year that you become the person you want to become or person you want to be, something like that. And then I would have, and as a special offer, the first 10 people who sign up are like, and it's a special offer through this ad only, we're giving away 10 free passes to our functional strength classes. Get in before they disappear. That's how you would tie your offer to the call to action. That's all you need to do with the offer. The offer is not the selling point. If that's the solution you offer, which is effectively what we've done in this ad, if that's the solution we offer, then there's going to be a lot of people that are like, yawn, I don't care. I'm indifferent. I don't care about a free 10-day pass because I don't even know if it's the right gym for me. I'm not going to go through all this effort if I don't want to sign up for the gym. So if you stick to that pain point, opening a pain point, pushing on the pain point, offering a painkiller solution for the pain point, for benefits, then a call to action that ties back to it, and then use your offer as a bit of a carrot to dangle over them to get them to make a decision. that's a really good place to start. And then I'll quickly talk about the headlines here. I'm going to make one specifically on headlines because it's a big important part of making good ads. But like when you talk about headlines here, a 10-day New Year's free pass, is that going to get someone to take action? Firstly, there's no call to action in it. It's an action. It's a 10-day New Year free pass. It's not get your 10-day New Year free pass today. There's no actual call to action. It's just an action. So this needs to be either, if you're going to use that, it needs to be like, get your 10-day free pass today. Or I would be like, get into the best shape of your life or make 2024 the best. Start your journey into a lean, more toned you in 2024 today. That's what I would do. Or get your limited time offer 10-day free pass today. You need to have some kind of actual action to it. It can't be just a action. It needs to be a call to action, if that makes sense. All right, let's move on to the next one. So I tried to grab a bit of diversity here. So this one is interesting because this one is a very narrative based, and I know it works because we worked through this one, but I wanted to show this one because it just shows that there's more than one way to skin the cat. But if you actually look at this ad, even though it's written as a narrative and it's not written as a ad like this, which is very like clinically driven, we're talking about something, they're offering a solution. This one's like telling a story, which creates emotional investment. You can see that the rough framework is still here, right? So pain point. Are you fed up with shelling out more than necessary for contractors? Yes, I am. It makes me angry that I pay more for contractors than I should. We got the solution. I would probably push on the pain point here before I just go, we've got the solution. I'd be like, those extra thousands of dollars you paid on contractors could have gone towards new renovations on the house or extra renovations on the house. That's a good pushing on the pain point for this ad specifically. But then we go, we've got the solution. That's fine. It might as well be very black and white about what the painkiller is. The homeowner in this photo saved $2,000 on a new roof for one simple reason. Now, this is interesting. Obviously, it's a roofer, right? I would be a little bit more clear in this first bit about the fact that it's for roofs. So are you fed up with shelling out more than necessary for contractors? Because contractors is quite broad. You really want to talk to people that look in the market for a roof or potentially interested in a roof. So I'd be like, are you fed up with paying more than necessary for roofing contractors, or paying more than necessary for roofing contractors? Something like that, potentially. I can see why you have contractors because you don't use roofing contractors very often, but I think it would help with the outcomes if you just try and massage in roofing into it. This homeowner saved $2,000 on a new roof for one simple reason. Fair pricing, exclamation mark. That's a big point, right? Here's the thing. So that's our opening up. That's like a long-winded work into our painkiller solution, right? When you get a few quotes for a roof replacement, you're bound by the quotes. They're all over the place, and you're almost guaranteed to get them much higher than why, because you're often blah, 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 blah. So this is fine. I just feel like it could be potentially tightened up. It's a lot to read, and there's no TLDR, like cliff notes anywhere. There's no like dot points or anything. So if someone gets lost here, they're just going to leave because you're going to remember the alternative is scrolling through Facebook and getting dopamine hits. So I really think you need to incorporate either some dot points, like 3 or 4 like benefits that encompass this, and the reason they would, so it might be like fair pricing and things like that in this ad, so that if they don't read this bit, they can move to that. So bottom line, I also want you to go on to, so this is a secret for people. You can actually bold text in ads if you go and use Unicode. So if you Google like bold text generator, I would bold bottom line. I would bold $2,000. I would bold much higher. I would bold, I'm just trying to think of fair pricing down here. I would bold those words in this ad so that if people don't get the cliff notes to read, they can at least be pointed to the things that they want to see. Bottom line, the person who thought this bill is you, not cool, not fun, how blah, blah, blah. So yeah, this is fine. Find out how we can help you save thousands on your new roof. See, that's good because it ties to the first sentence. So really, it's structurally, it's very similar to the pain point solution. It's just done in a narrative format, more like a sales letter But it just shows you can go and skin the cat, but there's always elements that are in a lot of ads that tie them together. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to follow my framework exactly. You can follow the framework of pain point solution. I've got to work on it because you've got the call to action and the benefits. So I'll have to work on the name for that. But like, you can follow that same framework, but then incorporate it into however you want to create the ad. So if you're more narrative driven and you think I will do better, then you can potentially do that as well. So it just goes to show skin a cat. But if you made those slight changes to this ad, I think you would see potentially better outcomes with it. All right, let's have a look at the next ad here, which is a dentist. Okay, so again, oh, sorry guys, that's me. So knowing our pain point solution framework here, let's have a look at this ad. Wakefield and surrounding areas, it's time for a confident smile. That's actually not a bad opening because like we're playing on the fact that there's people out there that aren't confident in their smile, they have crooked teeth. We need to reinforce the pain point right here though. Sorry, we need to reinforce the pain point right here. So we're saying confident smile, it's time for a confident smile. It might be, so like we're saying we and where, I would be like, we understand that having teeth that you're not happy with can have a huge effect on your life or can have a huge effect on your relationships, insert whatever emotional trigger is there, because it's okay. You've got people's attention because you've created disgust and people that are self-conscious. Let's push on that now. Let's actually drive home the point of, yeah, you can feel like this and this can affect your life or your relationship, things like that. That's a good place for that. And then we're straight into some kind of offer that no one understands. So we're offering complimentary cosmetic preoperative makeup, mock-up or 3D CT with every consult. So what's the point in putting this here? Like these people have just opened up the pain point. If they have no idea what this stuff is or they don't see the value in it, they're leaving. It doesn't solve, they don't see how it solves the problem. What I would be saying here is we've helped hundreds of Wakefield residents achieve a smile that will have them ear to ear all the time or something like, or achieve the smile they've always wanted, something like that, or always wanted. And that will, yeah, something like that. Just something that opens the painkiller. It's like, you have a smile you don't like. We've helped hundreds of people get the smile they like. It doesn't have to be complex. It just has to be like that. Then I would talk to some benefits. It's like at whatever XYZ place, we pride ourselves on 1, 2, 3, 4. And I would go, yeah, so bid farewell to dental concerns. So dental concerns, this is not what this ad is about. The ad is about smiles. So get rid of that crooked, bid farewell to crooked smiles and self-consciousness and embrace confidence. I like that. And then I'll go today, click learn more. So I'll go click learn more to bid farewell to dental concerns and embrace confidence. And then I would have something like as a limited time offer, we are offering complimentary cosmetic pre-op valued at XYZ. You got to put a value on offers. If you don't do that, then people just don't have it in context. Where if you said this was like, and for a limited time, we are offering complimentary mock-ups and 3D CT cans worth over $5,000 or $1,000. Schedule your call now before they're gone. That's what you have to do. And then your actual headline, free cosmetic pre-op, stick to bid fill. It's time to get rid of that crooked smile, or it's time to have the time is now to have a confident smile, book today. Something like that. That's what I would run with that. But you can see how like it's very binary nature. If they read this bit and that makes them keep going, and they read this bit, they're going to be like, I don't want that. Why am I clicking on this if I have no idea what these things are? It's not going to get me to take action. I'm just going to go back to scrolling on Facebook. So that's what we need to do with this ad. All right, let's have a look at this one here. Hey, and I assume that's XYZ area. Again, like we were saying in the first ad. Oh, sorry guys. Again, oh, shit. Sorry about that. Again, like what we were saying in the first ad, this is just wasted real estate. Like you got to remember this bit here is showing up as that bit, right? This bit here. So we need to make sure that you're making the most of the real estate on that section. So I would be something like, hey, XYZ, is it time to take action on on those New Year's resolutions? Or is it time to make 2024 the year you XYZ? Just something that can be tied into there. Now, this one's an interesting one. You've got to remember formatting is a big thing in ads. So you can see how they're big blobs. This can actually be broken up into 2 paragraphs. This can probably be broken up into 2 paragraphs somewhere here. So the rules that apply to normal grammar do not apply on the internet. You've got to make things digestible. Otherwise you go, oh, it's too big. I'm not going to read it. But let's see if this creates emotion. Feeling anxious knowing that the new year has come and gone and you still haven't taken action on those resolutions you've been putting off for years. Paragraph. That's a good spot for a paragraph. It's time to say goodbye to these constant wake remarks and hello to an energized, athletic you in 2024. That's good. There's a pain point and you're pushing on the pain point. It's not directly doing that, but it's good. It's a bit narrative driven. We are looking for 20 locals in and who are ready to have a fight. Yeah, again, it's these passes. We talked about this in the rest of the video. Offer the solution. It's no one gives a crap about these passes unless you give them context and give them a reason to give a crap about that. So I would be talking about, say, we've helped hundreds of XYZ women in the whatever area really make their resolution stick and become the best woman they can be. What you'll get at our gym that you won't get at others is benefits. Remember, green tick, guys. It makes it more readable. Green tick, 4 or 5. So what you'll get, training sessions with like-minded people, not intend more energy throughout the day, feeling accomplishment, but they're good. Then, ready to make a real change, and then hit learn more to discover how you can achieve your dream body in 2024. Make sure that ties to whatever this. So like we talked about, discover how you can, click learn more to discover. I don't like discover. Discover's too soft. It needs to be like something like click ready to make a change. Click learn more to start your journey to sticking to your resolution in 2024. Something like that. And I would go, and a limit time offer, we're giving away 20 passes, first come, first serve basis, blah, 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 blah. Don't worry about having this second link again. You don't need it. But again, pain point solution, call benefits, call to actions. That's all you need to do. Stop. People do this and it really irks me because it's binary. If you haven't sold the concept, you have no right to give them an offer. This is the fundamental thing. If you've sold them on the concept and you've offered a painkiller solution, then use the offer as a carrot to get them to take action now. Don't make the offer the thing that incentivizes them to take action, because you're just going to encourage bad clicks as well. When people click and they realize that there's more hoops to jump in to get the offer, then they're not going to engage. Whereas if you sell them on the emotional reasons to do it and how you're a painkiller, then the offer is just something that's there to make them take action now as opposed to later. All right, let's have a look at these. Let's have a look at these next ads. All right, we got 2 here. I'm just going to stick to one of these. If we might be able to get 2 if we have time. Are you in the search for a luxury timepiece to add to your collection? That's fine. It's a painkiller. It makes people frustrated that they can't find it. All right. We want to reinforce the pain point here. I know this is a shorter ad. This is just a shorter version of what you can do, but you still need to reinforce the pain point. So the pain point is that they're looking for watches and go, we understand how hard it is to find the perfect watch that suits you and your lifestyle. Let's say something like that, or suits you and your collection. That's all it has to say. 1 sentence. Paragraphs. At Wrist & Co, we carry an extensive inventory of some of the most sought after pieces in the country that will perfectly fit your collection. Tie it back to the collection. Will perfectly pieces in the country that will complement your collection perfectly. That's a word we want to use. It's as good. Pain point, reinforce the pain point. Solutions here. I would personally still add the 4 unique call to actions. The unique benefits. I would still add the 4 unique benefits here. Don't have to though, because it is a short ad. Won't make a huge amount of difference, but there's people that will just see the 4 benefits of like actually working with you specifically. So it might be confidential, service, personalized, work with you to find the best watch, blah, 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 blah. People want to hear that stuff. Simply click the link below and we'll provide you the best possible quote on a watch you're after. I don't like that. You mentioned nothing about quotes, right? I would make that simply click the link below and we will help you find that perfect luxury timepiece for your collection. Just tie it back to the original statement. That's all you have to do. But as you can see, even though this ad is small, all the elements can still be in there. So let's look at the second one. Looking to add a Rolex to your collection. Yep. Okay, that's a good opening statement. Again, it creates frustration. We need to add to that pain point. So looking to add a Rolex to your collection, we understand how frustrating it is to find the perfect Rolex at the right price to suit your specific requirements. Reinforcing the pain point. Wrist & Co, we're one of the most trusted watch dealers in the country with hundreds of happy customers who trust us for the purchases. Here, let's talk about Rolexes here. You can massage this to incorporate Rolex. We are one of the most trusted luxury Rolex watch dealers in the country with hundreds of happy customers who trust us with their next Rolex purchase. And then why work with us? 200 watches sold. Yep. Guarantee. Yep. So you got them here. And then again, tie that bottom sentence to the first sentence. So it's simply click the form below and let us help you find that perfect Rolex for your collection. Something like that. That's what I would do there. So it just shows that it doesn't matter if it's long or short. If you use this framework, you're going to get good outcomes, in my opinion, of course. But I have a lot of clients that use it and it works really well. Okay, let's have a look at this one, guys. So Chandler Ackle, whatever that is, and Chandler Mums, since opening the doors, we have helped hundreds of people in our community get back to pain-free and living healthy lives. Now, you got to remember with this, again, if we got our ad, this is the first sentence. This is going to get truncated. So we need to tighten this up somehow. So we need to paragraph space it first. So we need to put a space there and we need to make that a paragraph because again, paragraph is really important. It makes it this is too hard to read. So I would be like, Chandler Mums, since opening our Chandler Mums, we've helped, we don't say people, we say mums. So Chandler Mums, are you living in pain and don't know what to do about it? Or are you living in pain? Because what are we solving for these mums? What is the actual pain point we're solving for mums? Is it the fact that we're faster? Is it the fact that we specialize in helping mums? What is the pain point? Let's say we're fast and we can suit their times of days. Are you living in pain but don't have the time to do anything about it? That's a good first sentence. You'll get mums that are like, yeah, that's me. I'm frustrated. I'm sad that I can't do anything about it. And then you want to reinforce that pain point with something like, there's nothing worse than knowing that you have to go and fix pain, but when between dropping kids off and XYZ, you don't get time to do it. And then you can make this message be like, we've helped hundreds of mums in our community get back to pain-free and healthy lives quickly and efficiently, or something like that. Back pain, miscellaneous, just some of the many problems we help fix. I think that would work better if you incorporated those first two things, because then we can make our solution align with that. It does here, but we can align a little bit better with the brevity. So you really need to think of what your pain point is. Okay, so like you've got this to celebrate this. I don't think that's the right word to put there. Are you celebrating the last sentence, which is back pain, or are you celebrating the hundreds of people? Why would you celebrate that? That's not something you'd celebrate. So at whatever we are, like XYZ, we offer our exclusive total pain relief fast start solution, especially for mums, which includes your first life-changing adjustment. I don't know about that, but it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. 30-minute massage, x-rays if needed. Yeah. So like you would just make it more specific to mums. And then we offer the special over 3 visits. And I'll go, we offer, if we go back to that brevity, it's like we offer our total pain relief fast start over 3 separate visits to suit your lifestyle. And I wouldn't worry about that. Just 3 separate visits to suit your lifestyle. This is overkill. It just confuses a little bit. And then if you schedule an appointment within the first 10 minutes of signing up, your massage will be upgraded to a full hour, no extra cost. So that's fine, but we need to have a painkiller. We need to have a call to action that ties back to the original painkiller. So it's make today the day you finally get on top of your pain in a way that suits your lifestyle. click learn more to live pain-free today. And if you schedule your appointment within the first 10 minutes of signing up, your massage upgrade will upgrade your massage to free and no cost. That's what you need to do, and then get rid of this. Then that ad works better. I think that's a good change to this ad specifically, because then you're driving them into an action. The problem is you're talking to all mums, but you're not talking to a pain point. When you talk to a demographic and not a pain point, if they don't fit, this is what I was saying about not creating emotion. Yes, it's a good ad, but you're not creating emotion. So it creates indifference. Someone reads this and they go, oh, it's all about them. I don't care about them. But when you make it about the mum and their pain points, then they're compelled to continue to keep reading. So that's what I would say to this. All right, guys, hopefully that was helpful. That's all the examples I had. Hopefully that was helpful. If you want me to do another video like this going through more examples, let me know. I can do a part 2 of this where I just go through more examples. Again, I'm going to basically start a newsletter where I talk about conversion and I talk about being the best at service delivery you can be and running an agency at scale. So there's a link for that below. Make sure to sign up for that, because that's where I'll be doing the call outs for more ad copies. And hopefully this has helped you. Let me know in the comments if this has helped you, and let me know what you want me to do a video on next. I'm enjoying doing these longer form strategic videos, because I believe that sometimes being able to see and get the fundamentals is more important than just a 5-minute video and going, oh, this is the secret ad to gyms. When actually, if you learn how to do the ads, you don't need to know the secrets. That is the secret, is like knowing how to develop good ads. But guys, make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. And hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.